Everybody has an opinion.
No, I don't think so.
I employ that bloke for when gigs are going bad.
You look incredibly rock and roll.
How would you cook that?
Be more entertaining. I'm glad you like that. It's a little bit of weed.
Hey.
Hey. Your hey doesn't sound as bright as it was last week.
No, I'm a bit under the weather. If anyone hears a bit of a difference in my voice, I'm not well.
Oh, not well. Well, I think everyone's going through that, the change of seasons.
That's it.
And
I got rained on a lot on Sunday.
Sunday, well, can we tell people? We were on a boat.
We were on a boat.
We were on a boat with comedians and family members of comedians.
Yeah, heaps of people. Jack Levi.
Yep.
Good friend of ours, good friend of the podcast.
Elliot Goblet, to those not in the know.
You can quote me on that.
Yes, correct. He had a bunch of people out on the Yarra.
Yes.
In a boat, which was nice. I wasn't really looking forward to swimming. Hughesy was there. Wilbur Wilde.
Trevor Marmalade.
Yeah, so cool to meet Trev. Luke McGregor's parents as well.
And his uncle.
Yeah.
And his auntie.
Yeah.
Did you know that Luke McGregor's dad and brother are twins?
Yeah, well, I didn't until I saw them, and I sort of did a double take. I thought he was just one very fast man.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a beautiful, beautiful evening.
It was great.
Bit rainy, but Melbourne looked gorgeous. I think Melbourne was the star of the show.
There was one particular moment where we were heading back towards the city and even the crew member was amazed. And he would have been on that boat many, many times, possibly hundreds of times. And he was like, wow, look at that skyline. I think there was a red sky, rain had stopped.
Yeah, the clouds had lifted a bit. It was really nice.
It was a lovely, lovely thing. Anyway, that's what we got done on the weekend.
Yeah, I hope you guys had a good weekend too.
And did you get that shirt from Dave Hughes on the night? Because for obviously this is only audio. Dave Hughes is making an appearance in this podcast, but as a face on a pinkish hoodie with his big smiley gap teeth face staring right at me.
Really scary.
Yes, no, this is a gift actually, and it's a set from good friend Bev Killick. Funny story about this is she got it back in the day when Hughesy, Kate and Dave had their radio show.
Yep.
And they had some sort of promotion going, and Kate Langbrook had this jumper that you're looking at and a matching set of leggings which has this picture of Hughesy's face but smaller all over the leggings.
Okay.
And on the label it says like Kate Langbrook X Hughesy or something. They did a whole silly thing about it. I don't know how Bev came into possession of it, but she was like, this will fit you, here, take this. And every year since she's given it to me, I wear it at some point during the comedy festival.
Yeah.
And comedians laugh at me, but normal people laugh with me.
Yeah.
So I've never actually worn it in front of Dave. I think he'd be pretty disconcerted, honestly. I often forget I'm wearing it because it's just my comfy, sick jumper. But yeah.
You don't get a scare when you walk into the bathroom and see the mirror?
No, I don't have mirrors at that level, but my family and my pets definitely are like, ooh.
Yeah. Well, it's a good photo with Dave and that
and it's stood up. It's a pretty good quality garment. So thank you, Kate Langbrook.
There
Shout
we go.
out. Moving on to news. Kyle and Jackie O.
I don't pay much attention, only that Sammy J did take a bit of a swing at Kyle.
Yeah, well,
last year.
You wouldn't be the only one. I mean, they're doing their number 8 at the moment in Melbourne. So their contract, you know about their contract.
It's a big one.
It's huge. It's 200 million.
Wow.
It's 20 mil each a year for the next 10 years.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
You're not joking.
So obviously they're feeling a bit of pressure, the fact that they're not breaking into Melbourne. That's, in my opinion, resulted in a big blow up on air on Friday.
Yep.
I don't listen to the show either, I have to admit. This is all research that I'd done. But Jackie was talking about astrology, I guess.
Yep.
And Carl.
Pisces, we're not talking about Saturn, we're talking about Pisces.
Yeah. Like Mercury rising.
Okay.
That was a great film, actually. And he's just interrupted her and said, you know what, you're off your nut. You're crazy. I'm sick of this. You don't work. Everyone in the office knows that you don't contribute to this show.
Jesus.
And, they are known for stunts. And the thing is, they've been working together for what, like over 20 years?
Have they? Right.
There's got to be some level of respect.
No respect.
But I guess not. So she's basically gone, I would never do that to you on air.
Yep.
Walked off and to this day, Wednesday, as we're recording, has not returned. Carl said that she's taking the rest of the week off to gather her thoughts. Yet to be seen whether that is a stunt maybe to get people more interested because Melbourne really we don't want to listen, so maybe this might bring us in, or whether it may be the breakdown of their whole sort of empire, in which case what's going to happen with those contracts.
Wow. And what we need to do is find a male-female partnership that jokes around and is funny.
But have a mutual respect.
Have mutual respect for one another and have blown up at each other before.
Oh, yeah,
Where
that's
could
the
we
thing.
find those two?
Don't know. But that's Kyle and Jackie O, so yet to be seen whether Jackie will return. Moving on to the BAFTAs.
BAFTAs. Now, that would be the British equivalent of the Academy Awards in America and the Australian actors.
That's right. You
Yeah.
have a great grasp on that. It's the British Academy Film and Television Awards.
Aha.
The BAFTAs drama was a racial slur was heard while Michael B. Jordan and Delroy Lindo were presenting. It came from John Davidson, a Tourette syndrome campaigner and advocate who was actually there representing his nominated film, I Swear,
Right.
which is based on his life experience.
And so
having
he has Tourette's.
Correct.
And they put him in within microphone distance.
What were they thinking?
Well, I don't know if you've been to an awards show,
Yeah.
but they do tend to have some mics to capture, noise, clapping, whatever,
Right.
and people saying the N-word apparently.
The N-word?
Yeah, right. And he did that.
He did that. The host, who is Alan Cumming, big fan, he had actually already flagged to the room that Davidson was in attendance and
Yep.
that he had Tourette's, so people did know. And what I think is important to note that hasn't been widely reported is that multiple other tics were displayed before that one, other slurs, bitch and other words I probably can't say. But that one obviously caught a lot more attention because
Yep.
of the fact that there were two black presenters on stage.
Yep.
Now, a lot of people do not understand that Tourette's isn't the sort of neurological thing where people sometimes think it's like, oh, well, when you're drunk, you just do what you want because you don't have
Right,
inhibitions.
right.
It's not like that.
No, it's not.
So I personally think that it was the fact that they'd told the audience beforehand and he was there representing a film about advocating for Tourette's.
Yep.
It has been blown up a lot by the public.
Yep.
Interesting to note, though, that it was not live. The broadcast was delayed and they did not edit that part out. However, they did edit out some Free Palestine rhetoric.
Right.
So
Okay.
almost like a bit of a narrative there. They sort of picked and chose what went out and now we're all talking about it.
Yeah, right. Interesting. I get a bit of Tourette's when I try and play on a Sony PlayStation controller and I just don't know A, B, X, Y. And my characters just do Tourette's equivalent.
Well, I think the main issue there may be that ABXY is Xbox. So that's probably plugged in the
There we
wrong
go.
controller.
See, that's my problem.
That's the issue there.
Good.
Moving on to history.
History.
On the 19th of February 2003, Comedy Inc. premiered on Channel 9. Did you watch Comedy Inc.?
2000,
I wasn't even there. So
2003, I was overseas, so possibly missed
you
out
may have
on
missed that one.
Yeah.
I was 13. It
Yep.
was that peak early 2000s sketch era. There were a lot of them.
Yep.
Free to Air was throwing a lot at the wall and just seeing what would stick. It was a very quotable show. We were always talking about it at school.
Yep.
Ran for 5 seasons and it sort of sat in that same wave as Big Bite and Skit House. Now, I was a big fan of Skit House.
Yep.
It was stacked. Pete Hellier, Corinne Grant, Damien Callanan, Scott Brennan, Michael Chamberlain, Fiona Harris, Ros Hammond, Tom Gleeson, Kel Wilson. It just keeps going. Tripod.
Tripod were in there?
Yep.
Just Tripod, not the people behind Tripod?
Just Tripod.
Just a Tripod. That's amazing. For good or bad, I was overseas at the time, so I missed out on all of this.
It was very quotable for myself and my friends at the time. It was
Yeah.
good fun.
That was Skit House, not Comedy Inc.
Comedy Inc. less quotable, but they also did some crazy stuff that I don't think you could get away with these days, which was sort of the style at the time in those early 2000s.
Right.
Moving on to the 19th of February 2012, The Simpsons hit their 500th episode with At Long Last Leave. Woohoo! Which seems like a lot of episodes because they started in, 89, 90?
What are they up to now?
I have no idea.
Double that.
Yeah,
I'd
I'd say so.
Yeah.
I'd say so. But it got me thinking, it seemed like a lot when you consider that the bill started just a few years before. They finished in 2010 and they had 2,425 episodes.
Wow.
So I always thought as a kid, which still to this day I believe, that everyone in Britain must have had the same thing in common, not being British, just having been an extra on the bill.
On the bill. The bill's it's about police.
Police, do, do, do,
Yeah,
do,
right.
do. My parents were big fans.
Yeah.
So I watched a lot of the bill. 19th of February, 2023, Richard Belzer died, aged 78.
Game over, man. It's game over.
Don't know the name. What's he's famous for?
Law and Order SVU Detective Munch he played Detective Munch for 23 years, I think, on SVU. But he actually started as a stand-up comedian in the 1970s New York club scene.
So he was a comedian, became a serious actor.
Well, that's debatable. He was his acting style was very dry, very measured.
Right.
I would personally say he was very comedic in his role.
Yep.
I guess he brought a lot of that comedy to the role.
A little bit like Eric Banner.
Yeah.
Eric Banner's obviously well known for his role in The Castle, where he played the new husband who'd apparently watched a couple of movies on the aeroplane when they went overseas for their holidays, but we didn't learn much more about that. But such a straight character in that. And then later on, Black Hawk Down, which
Black Hawk Down. We have a Black Hawk Down.
Amazing. And of course, the big one, I think we all would recognise him as Chopper, where he put a lot of weight on.
But seriously, Nev, like, how you holding for cash? I'm a bit bloody broke.
No cash here.
Now look what you've done. Your mum's upset.
Classic lines.
Amazing.
Yeah. Well, I know here's a little fact about Eric Banner. He's a big St Kilda fan.
Hey,
like
go
you.
the Saints. I mean, I guess we could get Eric Banner out there with the oldies at old people's homes, getting them to sign away their wills.
Are you picking on Collingwood?
Oh, might be.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, you're the only Collingwood supporter I know that has their own teeth.
Yeah, that's true. I know the other one.
And I've seen his teeth come right out. Ah, dear. Train spotting.
Yeah, definitely not a comedy in the purest form, but that whole choose life monologue that the main character does, Ewan McGregor, who plays the main character, I guess is comical, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's kind of a dark.
It is. It's a dark take on life.
Take on life, yeah.
Shall we talk about some beer?
We shall. And a bit of a scandal, this one.
Ooh,
yeah, I've got
scandalous beer.
Got a little bit of a scandal. Now, as the listeners will know, we go down to Swords Beer and Wine in South Melbourne Market, and every Wednesday, either you or I go down there and ask for an unusual beer, and this is definitely unusual. This one is called
Venom IPA.
Yeah, Venom IPA. Now, when I gave the can to Lily before we started recording, I said, what do you notice differently about this can? And it was a bit of an ambiguous question, but she got it, and it was.
It's very small.
It's a very small can. It is only 330 mils.
It's a bit sneaky.
Now,
it is 6%.
It is 6%. Now, to the overseas listeners, the standard Coca-Cola, Sprite can, and even beer cans, your Carlton Drafts and your Melbourne Bitters, are all 375.
Yep.
375.
Standard.
This is 330, so it's 45 mils less. Now, you know what else is 45 mils? The inside of a golf ball.
Oh, he got all of that one.
Really?
Yep. Had to check that out. Very important. So that's what we're missing out on in this case. You know what else is 45 mils? A shot of whiskey.
Hey.
That's 45 mils.
So what you're saying is I could hollow out a golf ball and put a shot of whiskey in there and go off to the golf course.
Oh, I think they blatantly drink on the field.
Yeah, I think that's fine. Hide drinking. What are you talking about?
Just Google golf cart goes into lake. You'll know that that's the case. They probably drink this. You're right. It is. It's a 1.6 standard drinks in a 330. So if it was a 375, it would probably be well over 2 standard drinks for the can. Now, I just did a little bit of mathematics. In Australia, we have a tax on our beer. In fact, our tax on our alcohol is bigger than our bloody mining taxes.
Wow.
Yeah. Not that I want to go into that type of podcast, but a shout out to Punters Politics right now. But back to the beer. If this was a 375 mil and it had the same 6% alcohol content, they would be paying an additional 22% tax. So about $1, probably $1.20, $1.30 additionally for the size. Now, because they've cut down the 45 mils, they've reduced the entire volume, therefore they can reduce the tax, and they're probably saving. So they're probably only paying about 12% tax.
Wow. Sneaky.
12% extra, I should say. Yeah. So anyway, I have an open mind. So here we go.
West Coast is the best coast. Our American-style IPA is driven by citrusy US hops, a hint of old-school pine and resin, with a balanced malt backbone. This makes Venom IPA deadly good.
Now, I've heard that this is actually from Victoria. I believe it's from Cheltenham, which is a long way from the US. It's basically a suburb between Melbourne and Frankston.
I was in Cheltenham earlier today.
Yeah. Oh, you were? Okay.
Yes.
There we go. It is on the beach. You can't surf there.
No.
No, it's fairly bland.
It's very industrial, Cheltenham.
Cheltenham, if you go inland a little bit, but not a bad beer.
Yeah, quite nice. Definitely hoppy.
Yeah, so I would like to know from the brewery that makes Venom IPA. I'd love to have if you could just contact us and let us know why you dropped to 330, because this is something that some of the big supermarkets would do. What's that? Shrinkflation, where you buy a kilogram of shredded cheese and it's $10, and the next week it's 750 grams instead. And probably more expensive. So, we'd like to make sure that this does not become a habit.
No.
So please do reach out to us, Venom IPA Brewery.
Very nice beer. I'd love to have one of these in a 375.
Exactly. We'd pay 22% more, wouldn't we? We would.
Sure.
So this week, we're not going to go to stand-up comedians or anyone that runs a room, but we are going to go to two of the speakers of their Business of Comedy conference, which is coming up on the 16th, 17th and 18th of April at the Crowne Plaza in Melbourne. And we have a number of sessions, but one of the most exciting sessions, I have to say, is a lunch keynote. It's very important. It's a lunch keynote, and it's called How to Produce, Direct and Edit a Comedy Film. And we say film, but we also mean film, TV, short, for example. And before you and I caught up, I got to speak to Stig Weems of Mezzanine Films and Anthony Littlechild, who's a cinematographer, and they're both amazing people. So Stig and Anthony, now Stig, you're a producer, you're a director, you're an actor, you're even the voice of the MCG, the voice of the G.
Was the voice of the G.
That's how people might know you. You're also Michael from Colin Carpenter's TV show.
Yep, and I'm Little Elvis.
Look out, world, here I come.
Yeah. Yes, I played Michael in that for a couple of years. I'm also Little Elvis Jones. I'm the voice of Little Elvis Jones from Little Elvis and the Truck Stoppers.
Yeah.
I've narrated hundreds of audio books. I've done, the great thing is I've done many things in my career, but people don't really know me. It's very rare for somebody to come up to me in the street and go, "Oh, I know you," which I like.
Oh, you do like that,
and I prefer that. I don't really want to be known, so I've managed to carve out a career for myself where I've stayed under the radar, which is quite good.
Okay, so you'll be wearing a mask at the Business of Comedy conference on the 16th.
Yeah, if you wish,
Yeah.
I can wear whatever you want. I could be like Lily and wear nothing.
Yeah, she is wearing clothes, ladies and gentlemen. And beside,
How would you lie?
Beside this crazy man is also equally crazy man. You're a cinematographer, Anthony Littlechild.
G'day.
You don't have to lean into the microphone.
I kind of do because I'm small.
He's a little child. Little child by name, little child by
I was
nature.
named after birth, unfortunately. That's okay.
The whole family was named after birth.
Oh,
now, Anthony, you're a cinematographer. You also lease equipment, which is incredible as well. So you do help the film industry as a whole by leasing equipment. In fact, both of you do through your creative head company. And the two of you are going to be talking about how to create a comedy film or direct and produce. Now, I know, there's one that I know that you've worked on, Anthony, which was Hatchback.
Oh yeah, Hatchback was a short film we made in 2022.
Yep.
Stig directed it. I shot and
No,
produced it.
that's not true. No, I didn't direct it.
You edited it.
I edited it.
But
Right,
in comedy, the edit kind of brings it to life.
Yeah.
That's
and
true.
a lot of edit choices.
But Anthony and I have worked on many projects together.
Many
And as a result, I think, would you agree that over that time we've really got to know each other's sense of humour? So if you're shooting something, you shoot it with knowing my edit style in mind.
I definitely could think how you want to
I will
edit.
often find stuff at the back end of a card and go, "Oh my God, he's a piece of gold. I bet Anthony shot that just for me."
And it might not have been. It might have been after the clackerboard has gone cut, and then there's a couple of scenes where someone's making a facial expression. Have you ever done that?
Well, to be honest, a good example is what happened in Hatchback, which was the scene where they're trying to get the dead
montage
body.
scene,
The
yeah.
montage scene.
That was
they're trying to get the dead
scripted.
body into the back of the car.
Right.
It's a key scene because it's a hatchback and they're squashing a dead body into it. And Anthony shot it in a way. You shot it in a way.
Well, it was really scripted, and Riley was like, "We're gonna, 30, 40 shots we have to get of the body going into the car," and it wasn't quite working. And so I stopped everything and said, "Let's just let them have a play. I'm just going to press record, not going to cut. Let the two actors who are comic geniuses take over. They know where to go with the story. That's where we are. Just let them unfold. And we shot for half an hour straight.
Yep.
And it's probably the most funniest part of the film. And Stig's cut it beautifully. And it's also got one of the famous jump cuts, I think, of short film history.
Oh, well, that's very kind of you. But interesting, like I think, Anthony, you kind of went, fuck it, let's just give it Stig and half an hour's worth of stuff. Because, I mean, I knew I had to squash it down.
Yep.
And interestingly, sitting in the edit suite with Riley when I was saying, when he was laughing at every little bit.
Riley Sugars, I should add.
Riley Sugars.
He's Sugar Man.
Yeah, Sugar Man.
Yeah, and Stephen Curry was one of the actors.
Yes, Stephen Curry and Jackson Tozer.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. And Stephen Curry, we just mentioned Eric Banner earlier from The Castle, and Stephen Curry was also in Castle. So,
yes, that's true.
cross those two off your bingo card if you're listening.
So your audience is old.
I don't know.
Oh, yes.
Or
Oh,
gay.
bingo.
I'm not sure. Gay bingo, I don't know.
It should be nude bingo. Then Lily could host it.
Again, kids, she's fully dressed. Right. So you'll be talking about how to produce, direct, and edit. So producing is one thing, right? Like you've got to get the money, you've got to get the actors, you've got to get the scene where it's going to be shot. Has there ever been a situation where you've had to go undercover, shoot something without 100% approval, and be a bit risque?
Well, I remember being in LA when we were making Photo Number 6. It was a TV show for Channel 10. We were there with Alan Fletcher from Neighbours, if you're name dropping, and he was the host of the show. But we were shooting, we wanted to do a story on the people, because we did all the sort of high roller money, Vegas type story. But we wanted to sort of show the other side of Vegas, and we learned that there were a bunch of people who lived in the pipe work under the city. They'd made, the drains basically their home. And, it was all sort of blocked off. You couldn't really get to it. But we did a recce the night before with our fixer, and we went and met some people who lived under the drains. It was beautiful, really, because we met them that day, but we had to sneak back in the next day to actually shoot them because you weren't allowed to do it. But when we went back in with cameras and the crew there, their drain had been tidied up. They'd vacuumed and put stuff away, and honestly, like it was just shambles when we did the recce. And then when we went back in, I kind of went, looks a bit house proud. It could be on Home Beautiful.
Right. for a sewer.
Yes, exactly.
Oh, that's
so you do that because you want that interview. So you jump a fence and you sneak in. You say, let's be quick. And in many ways, we've done that on a train too. Remember, we did it on a train.
We filmed on a train, yeah.
Yeah, and we just jumped a train and filmed the whole scene on a train without permission, just because it takes too long to get permission.
No, sure.
And fuck it.
And the cameras are smaller than they were 20 years ago, right? So you can carry them in one hand, not over on your shoulder.
And the cameramen are smaller than they used to be.
They are. Nimble. Call it nimble.
Yeah, nimble. Yeah.
Nimble.
Yeah, so a little man with a little camera and a little cock, actually.
Well, hey, hang on a minute.
Oh, sorry, that's me.
It's a rooster. And it's right here, plucking away. Kids. So the both of you will be there with Nick Kazakis. And
He's Greek.
He's Greek. That's a great Greek name. And I believe, Anthony, you and Nick, who's not in this interview right now, worked on a couple of films, but one of them was you've done with Sushi Mango.
Yeah, me and Nick do a lot of Sushi Mango's content.
Fantastic.
Like the commercial side. So they do a lot of like mobile phone content for their sketches.
Yep.
Every now and then they'll want some better cameras and a director. So that's what we will step in and do like some of their commercials. So a lot of the content we did was playing live at Rod Laver during their performance. Some of it was also on TV to promote the show. So yeah, that's what we've done with them over the years.
Yeah, great. So I think this session, which is on day 2, which is technically the 17th, April 17th, will be amazing for anyone who is keen to produce their own TV show, maybe full-length film, maybe just a short, to learn what the ins and outs are.
How long does the session go for?
It's about an hour.
Oh, that's good, because there's a lot to talk about.
There is.
I mean, if you think back over the years of you and I even working together, the comedy that we've created together, and I spoke before a little bit about getting to know how each other works in that sense, but also I think it's fair to say that we probably both make each other laugh, so we bounce off each other's brand of comedy, which can happen at every level of production.
Yeah,
from producing right through.
People seeing how we work together as, director, producer, cinematographer, and that vibe on set definitely does help people that are in front of camera doing comedy as well.
Yeah.
I think it's a big collective.
Yeah,
the
wow.
vibe's good on set, they're having a good time.
Yep.
So I think that's been a big factor over the years too.
Yeah, I mean, you would know that, Murray, from working with lots of comedians, if there's a bad vibe in the room, if it's a bad feeling, comedians, it's harder to be funny.
Yeah.
You want to create that atmosphere where it's a license to be able to be as silly and as funny as you want, if that's what the scene calls for.
Fantastic. Well, thank you very much, Stig Weems and Anthony Littlechild. We're going to learn more and recognise you, Stig, in the future. Yeah, and
don't do that.
come up to you and pat you on the back or whatever you want.
He was also the voice of Bob Morrison back in the day.
Oh, yeah, that's
Bob Morrison, the dog.
Yeah, he is Bob Morrison.
Oh, wow.
You can't recognize. Well, you can kind of see the resemblance.
No,
got the hair
It was a
and-
real dog. I just did the voice.
Well, thank you very much.
I wasn't me in a suit.
I thought it was. Ah.
No. Yes. Well, thank you very much, Stig and Anthony.
Here, Lily, borrow my jumper.
Thank you.
All right, that was Stig Weems and Anthony Littlechild.
Hilarious.
Yeah. Definitely Google both those people.
Yeah.
I will have links to both their pages. They
Totally.
are amazing people.
Little Elvis and the Truck Stoppers. I did not. That was I loved that show as a kid. I think that was 97. So yeah, I was 7 years old.
Yeah, no idea.
Yeah, you wouldn't. I'd be concerned if you did know.
Yeah.
Speaking of things you don't know, Maury,
I don't know if you know this, kids.
I don't know if you know this. The Seinfeld theme.
Yeah. That one, the bass.
That was remade every single week.
Every single week.
Did you know that? Composer Jonathan Wolfe built the music to match the exact length and rhythm of Jerry's opening stand-up because the stand-up timings changed every week.
Okay.
Right? So he treated Jerry's voice as the lead element and then placed all the bass hits and those little percussive pops, just like that, all around his words and his punchlines. Most people assume it's a slap bass.
Yep. No?
It absolutely isn't. It's just a synthesized bass designed to be punchy and flexible under the dialogue, which results in probably one of the most iconic, everyone knows the Seinfeld theme, but
Yeah,
when we
sure.
sing it, it's different every time.
Yeah.
Ba-dum, bum, bum.
Now, I did grow up on Seinfeld. I think there was Seinfeld and then shortly after MASH would have been the next show straight after. So, yeah, that would have been my
It's funny, I always
upbringing.
thought MASH was older, I guess because it was set in a
Oh, it was the rerun.
different period.
Oh, it was rerun.
Just
probably
always on.
15 years
Yeah.
in a row in Australia. We did not have a TV industry in Australia. I don't think we still have. That's why we need a business of comedy conference.
That's it. That's it.
As we just heard with again Stig and Anthony.
Well, it's been a good podcast, Moz.
It is, very creative.
I'm feeling better with each sip.
Yeah, 6% you should be, and that's the venom you needed, the venom IPA.
Correct.
Let's talk about you had to be there,
You had to be there.
or funny in the moment.
Yeah, I'll be the judge of that.
For those of you who don't know what funny in the moment is, it is where I go. Sometimes yourself.
Occasionally.
Have you done it yet?
I think I have.
Yeah, but you haven't recorded it on the podcast yet. Yeah, but I go out and I interact with people, complete strangers, and I say something off the cuff, a little bit witty, maybe a contrarian, and I get the reaction. And we call it funny in the moment. And if it doesn't land, it's called
You just had to be there.
yeah, you had to be there. And this one was back at Bunnings. So I was there with my wife and my dog was in the top of the trolley, steering away like the captain on the bridge. And we were in the paint section. And in the Bunnings, there was music playing. And the song they had was Rolling Stones, Paint It Black. And I turned to the guy that does the paint that shakes. You know, you go up to him and you tell him what colour you want and they shake the paint. And I said, they're playing your song. Okay, good. Got a laugh. Okay. Yeah. And he had a chuckle and he was probably, well, I'd say, between millennial and Z, I guess, a younger guy. And I was pretty happy with that.
Yeah, that's not a bad one. And see, Maury saves these ones, so my genuine reaction is sometimes I'm just like, ugh, but you know what? Yeah, that's good. And I think the main purpose of funny in the moment, it's spreading joy, right? We're all in our phones, in our world, in the Epstein files, wherever you may be, land in this life. It's good to just bring everyone out of their shit and just go, hey, we're all connecting, let's have a laugh.
Absolutely.
And that's what it's about. So, and I think it's good to do it even at the risk of being made a fool, you know, because at least you tried.
And it's a stranger.
That's it. Who really cares?
Exactly. Well, Lily, I hope you get better. I know you've struggled through this podcast episode.
Yes, I'm going to retreat to my dark nest and recover. Should be fine.
No worries. Well, the genies and the elves that post-produce this podcast will do their work and get it out in time for either tomorrow or even tonight.
Beautiful. And just a note before we leave, I would just like to let everyone know that I am and have always been fully clothed.
That's true.
It's true.
And that's true. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you. This was episode 12.
Episode 12 of This Week in Comedy.
How would you cook that?
Be more entertaining. I'm glad you liked that. I just did a little bit of weed.